Eric Noel Bishop looks at the effect budget cuts are having on one shelter and the men who call it home.
We're facing 200 of our shelter beds closing. St. Boniface will be closing as well.
St. Boniface Community Center, a shelter providing beds for 80 men, will be forced to close its doors in March when the city funding is slated to be cut. Bob Stallworth has stayed at St. Boniface off and on for 2 years.
Here, I get a chance to know my neighbors, so to speak.
Bob is 61 and living off a small pension after 26 years with PG&E. This week, Bob spoke before a Board of Supervisors hearing on the shelter issue.
Homelessness goes across the whole boundaries.
Under the mayor's plan, funding for shelters would be used to create more SORs, single occupancy residents. For every 100 shelter beds lost, the city would fund 20 SORs. Bob doesn't think the math makes much sense.
It's home to 80 men that are trying to get back on their feet, trying to have a normal life until they can be placed in their own place.
For many people like Bob, even if they wanted city-subsidized housing, few could afford the $465 a month necessary on top of health care and living expenses. If the shelter should close, one option for the men sits right across the street. St. Boniface Church opens its doors each morning to the homeless. 100 men and women use the wooden pews as their beds. This is Eric Noel Bishop for KRON 4 News.